Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be taking a look at my personal top 5 guns inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Now, with the new patch notes update and the new season, I know that it feels like everything has changed. The meta is just like completely different now. I don't even know what's going on, but I hope that today's video is going to clear it up for you guys, because it'll give you a clear sense of what the meta is right now, basically what the top 5 guns are. And just keep in mind that while this whole video is my personal opinion, this list is being reflected in the pro scene right now. People are using this in the pro scene because these guns are really good, and also all the meta abusers in ranked. So I think that a lot of you will agree with most parts of this list, especially with the top 4. The number 5 and the honorable mention may be a little bit controversial, because it seems as if everyone has different opinions for the number 5 spot. However, I do think that we will all agree on the number 4 to number 1 spots. Anyway, just before we get into the video, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're trying to get to 30,000 subscribers before August. Also, make sure to go ahead and join my Discord server. I'll be linking that in the pinned comment down below. We're so close to 1,000 members, so I'd really appreciate it if you join if you haven't already. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop into the video. Now, just one more thing, honorable mention for me is going to be the AK-17. Alright, so coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the DRH. Now, the DRH is one of the few assault rifles in this game, besides from another assault rifle that's coming up later on the list, that still feels viable. With all the buffs of the SMGs and the SMG meta just completely taking over ranked and the competitive scene, you don't really see that many assault rifles these days. However, I do feel like the DRH is still a really good assault rifle. Now, first of all, according to Pato.exe, who tests all the stats, the DRH is one of the best ARs that you can use in the game currently. And this is just not only reflected in stats, but by the feel of the gun as well. This gun has better movement than other guns such as the Man of War and the ASAL, which were some of the best assault rifles before the patch notes update. And now, with the SMG's meta, everyone moving aggressively, everyone moving quickly, the DRH just seems a bit more suited towards that playstyle. And I feel like that's why the DRH is still pretty viable, even with the changes to all the to all the guns in the meta itself. So basically, as you guys can see, I'm rocking the diamond skin on the DRH, because I think I used to main this gun back in the day when ARs were just crazy broken. I used to main the DRH, and yeah, I used it to the point where I didn't even have to try for diamond to get it. I just got diamond without me even knowing it. That's such a no life moment. But yeah, that was during quarantine, in my defense. But yeah, that's the DRH at the number 5 spot. Alright, so at the number 4 spot, we have none other than the ASAL. Now, if you guys didn't see my previous video yesterday about this gun, oh my lord, you guys need to check that video out, because I absolutely popped off. I think I got around 60 something kills in the first game and then 50 in the second. It was just absolutely insane. And as you can see from the clips on screen right now, this gun is crazy. It shines in its prime at close ranges. I think the time to kill on this gun at close range is the fastest out of all the ARs, excluding the M16, because it's a burst gun. Nobody uses burst guns. But I think it also might be better than a lot of the SMGs on this list. So this gun is really viable at close range. And it's actually still pretty usable at medium range as well, especially with the loadout that I'm going to give you guys today. Now, once we get to those longer ranges, that's when the ASAL starts to drop off because of the bullet speed of this gun. So the bullets take longer to travel in the air. However, the thing with the current meta with all these SMGs is that you're not going to be taking that many long-range gunfights. Most of your gunfights are going to be up close and personal, as you guys can see on screen right now. And that's why I think that ASAL is just basically the best AR. Spoiler alert, there aren't any more ARs on this list. But yeah, that's why I think the ASAL should be at the number 4 spot. It's basically an AR that's just inside of an SMG skin, and just tries to do what SMGs can do, but just doesn't do it as well as what some SMGs can do, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's why I've got the ASAL at the number 4 spot. And personally, this is one of my favorite guns on the list. Now, coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the QQ9. Now, if you guys watch my top 5 guns list from last season, you'll know that the QQ9 was at the number 1 spot. However, after the recent patch notes update, the QQ9 just doesn't feel as good as it used to. However, don't get me wrong, this gun is still crazy broken. It still absolutely shreds at close range. The movement is absolutely great. Iron sight is great. ADS speed. Basically, everything about this gun is amazing. However, it's just not as good as some of the guns that are later on this list. So, the QQ9, as you guys can see right now, I got the diamond skin for this gun, and then it literally got nerfed. I don't even know if it got nerfed, but it stopped being the number 1 gun, like 1 day after I got diamond for this gun. So, I was so pissed, because I was really excited to use diamond, but I guess it's still a really, really great gun. If you prefer the iron side of this gun over some of the other guns in this list, then I think it's definitely viable. However, if we were going to take like a one-on-one fight, with the number 2 and the number 1 spot, I don't think that the QQ9 would win those gunfights. So that's why we're going to have the QQ9 at the number 3 spot. And I think a lot of you will agree with me with the placing of the QQ9. Alright, so coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the PP19 Bison. Now, this gun is getting a lot of use in ranked. I know you guys have been dying to it, raging to it, and using it too. Don't lie, you've used this gun before in ranked. And also, it is being used a lot in the competitive scene. So, Cyclone, why isn't this gun at the number 1 spot? Now, let me tell you why. Even though this gun has a 60 round magazine capacity, has great movement, has a great iron sight, it's just not as good as the number 1 spot. And you'll see why. It's not just in terms of feel not as good. It is also statistically not as good. However, if you're a fan of guns like the KN44 and you've been using those type of guns before, and you're more of like, you're a Rust guy, you're a KN44 guy, you're an AK-117 guy, then I feel like the PP19 Bison is for you. However, the number 1 spot is more for the meta abusers. Number 1 spot is more for, okay, this is the best gun in the game, and I'm gonna abuse the shit out of it. However, the PP19 Bison definitely does not fall that short of the number 1 gun. I still think that the PP19 Bison actually beats the number 1 gun at quite a few ranges, and in certain aspects is actually better than the number 1 gun. So I reckon you could actually interchange the positions of, number 1 spot and the number 2 spot. However, I just do think, in my personal opinion, and a lot of, competitive players think this as well, that the PP19 Bison just falls short in some tiny aspects of its play. And sometimes it feels just a little bit unreliable. But don't let that take away from the fact that this gun is bloody broken. Like, don't let that take away from the fact that the gun's broken. So yeah, that's the PP19 at the number 2 spot. Don't walk away from this video going like, oh, Cyclone said that the PP19's bad, I'm gonna cancel his channel. The PP19 Bison is incredibly broken, and it is an insane gun. But in comparison to the number 1 gun, it just falls a little bit short in my opinion. That's just the difference. But yeah, PP19 Bison at the number 2 spot. Alright, so coming in at the number 1 spot, I'm pretty sure all of you expected this. I don't think this is really a surprise to anyone, but the number 1 gun inside of Call of Duty Mobile is the QXR. Now, according to Path.exe, the man with all the stats, tests all the stats in COD Mobile and knows it all, he literally stated that this gun was more broken than the Akimbo Phoenix. Now, I don't know if you guys remember, but the Akimbo Phoenix a couple seasons ago was the craziest and most broken gun inside of Call of Duty Mobile. And the Path is not only comparing the QXR to that gun, but he's saying that it's better than that gun. Just let that sink in for a moment. Just let that sink in. Now, I'm pretty sure the the buffs that this gun received were a fire rate buff. So it has an insane fire rate now. The bullets shoot really, really fast. And I'm not quite sure, but I think it was a damage buff. Don't quote me on that, but I do know that it did get buffed and that the times of kills are much better than they were before. Now, this gun is literally unbeatable at most ranges, and it is only outclassed by a gun like the PP19 at a longer range. However, if you're versing this gun in ranked at close range or, you know, medium range, you're screwed. The QQ19, oh, whoops, the QXR is absolutely insane. Like, just, oh my lord. This gun's so broken, I literally just refuse to use it outside of videos just because of how toxically broken this gun is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you guys have died to this gun a lot in ranked. And for you competitive players out there, I know there are a lot of guys who are spamming this gun inside of scrims and tourneys. It's just crazy, and I have a feeling that some regions and some competitive regions, that type of stuff, probably going to start banning this gun because of the fact that it's just completely insane. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comment section what you think of the top 5 list. You know, if you have any suggestions or, you know, you want to change it up, just let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.